Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Technobabylon. I'm your host Bacter and
Lau, Max!
we're having a bad day.
What? Huh?
Were you sleeping on duty?
Sleep? No, I was trancing. For work, of course.
Dr. Lau was submitting her case report.
We were so close. Have you found the aerostat he escaped to?
No records have been found of such a vehicle.
What?
Radar and air traffic records show no aerostat present at that time, and no communications traffic has been identified regarding the aerostat.
Maybe he deleted them? Covered his tracks?
That would require access to an improbable number of systems, including my own. Such an undetected intrusion into central systems is implausible.
Are you saying we're lying?
It is possible that you were mistaken. Human error. For the moment, you are advised to pursue other lines of inquiry.
If you say so. Something's going on here.
Yes, I would certainly say that something is going on here. It's interesting that Central didn't have, like, a camera available. I mean, surely a huge Zeppelin flying through the city would have made quite a splash, I would think. So here we see the dangers being paraded in front of us of following a normally very competent AI in that way. If you remember from last time, we cornered the minejacker, who unfortunately got away from us and escaped via jetpack to Zeppelin, which was pretty cool. And now we're being railroaded. Pursue other avenues of inquiry. Like, what is that even supposed to mean? I don't know what else we would do. Nevertheless, let's lighten up our time here with a little chat, see what Lau's got to say.
Hey, Lau.
Yeah?
I've lost count of the number of times the minejackers struck.
In Newton or globally?
Oh, just a figure of speech. He's been on the rampage for too long, but now he's in our territory.
Should give us the advantage.
Some of these dialogue options are repeated, and so just to make sure that there's nothing new, I'm going to kind of power through them.
Do we have any idea?
The fact that he's stealing data straight. But
So, if
well,
you want to see
sharing
those,
weird
I have
the other
those
only
in
which
the
may-
or
previous
that one
video.
still,
even
so,
if it's
At least we've
sorry
managed to loot
about
the-
It's
this,
so
but
which
this is again
no,
just to
some kind of
exhaust the
whatever it is.
dialogue
exactly
options.
state of the. You don't like that Central's predicted this.
It's not how
It
an...
may kind of.
So
I
again,
just-
you, it's
doesn't
not.
quite make sense because we were already through that part. All right, now.
Got any ideas where we can look next?
I thought you were supposed to be the lead on this case. We could look into that other lead. What was his name?
Gil Vanderwall?
Yeah, that's the one.
Vanderwall, yeah.
I thought Vanderwall made it pretty clear he wasn't going to speak to us.
Might just be the way you handled him. Tact is apparently not your strong point.
I like to speak my mind.
I'll contact him and see if he's more open to persuasion. He might cooperate if you're not there threatening him with physical injury.
He's a dyed-in-the-wool felon. He deserves worse.
But if he can help us...
All right, see what you can do.
Yeah, far be it from me to say that we would lack any sort of tact. However, we do seem to be kind of an old school, by-the-book kind of police officer. Maybe Lau and I could pull off a pretty good cop and bad cop routine.
Looks like we found our latest casualty.
Damn it! Why him, though?
I was wondering the same thing. We're assuming the minejacker's a data thief. The usual MO would be to target valuable info he can sell on the black market.
But this guy, he was an HR administrator.
Apparently a very good one, but not the kind who'd be let in on company secrets.
We'll just have to ask the minejacker when we catch him.
And again, we...
Let me know if you find anything.
We'll do Regis.
do, in fact, know who the minejacker is. Excuse me for just a second. We do know who the minejacker is, and that we've seen him before. That was the same guy who apparently plotted Mandala's death. We're assuming, or at least plotted the destruction of her building. I'm only saying death because, well, we did cut to her, and so that makes it narratively seem as though she may have been involved somehow. But we have yet no real idea why he would be targeting her. She seemed to be a person of relatively low importance. And as you can see, we take very different attract to technology as our partner Lao does. Lao has more embraced the technological side of things, and you wonder how she feels about Central's obvious error in this case, what she would attribute that to. And apparently we don't much like being monitored.
One of Central's fisheye cameras. Someone has covered it in tape.
Now let's see if there's any new data we can get. That's just about... We've seen this before, this is just the case. So, blah, blah, blah. Any new email? Oh, interesting, look at this. Well, that's ominous. We've got this attachment here. And indeed. This is a very interesting lead. All right, buddy. So that's interesting. We said before that we had a partnership with Lao, but we wouldn't call her a friend. But apparently it's our discretion somewhat who works on our cases, and we've been requesting her quite a bit. This little note here showing us that we remain skeptical of getting wetware, even to the point of presumably phasing ourselves out of utility eventually. Here we see we're making payments on a balcony garden, which is sort of a nice throwback thing, I think. I don't know. I enjoy gardening, and so maybe that's what we're doing, but I don't know what inflation is like in the future, but 81,000 squids per month seems like kind of a lot. I don't know. We get kind of a fussy message from Central. Although I would say that it should use language accurately, and it's not perceived surveillance, it is in fact surveillance. Here we see Mr. Vanderwall. He's apparently accusing us of libel and has already sort of made up his mind about us. And my goodness, what did this Baxter do to us and our wife? Apparently he was given parole by Central. Viksha and Charlie. Well, that does bring an interesting dimension to things. It appears as though we had a wife at one point, and who knows what happened to her. We can make calls, although I'm going to call right now, and let's just see if there's any news. And indeed, we're still on Eurofed adopting metric time. Kabaddi game is still in progress. That's all we have to do here right now, I think. So, that's a big old dump of information there. Run through all the data pertaining to the Mindjacker. That's nice. I guess we can't access any of it. And we have a waste chute. Good to note these things for later, although not of much use now. So, we've got a number of things we could do. We could try to get ourselves to a safe location and download that data, see what's going on with that. We could decide to talk to Lao about it. Oh, excuse me, Lao. Although she's pretty jacked in, and involved with Central right now. So I think we might do that just by ourselves.
Locked. Dr. Santiago must be working on something he doesn't want me seeing.
You know, you're starting to seem a little paranoid there, Charles. I don't know. I mean, I guess if he was doing some, if that's a surgical lab, he might be doing, it might be a morgue or something like that, and I can see they wouldn't be really thrilled about us seeing the results of that. Okay, so we've got Santiago and Preston being two of our co-workers. Apparently Santiago is a bit more tolerable than Preston is. I kind of like the futuristic police headquarters here, although the people do march in a little, I don't know, it's not quite a goose step, but it's something sort of approaching that. So, as you can tell, this is our newsfeed. This is, our character is sort of embodying some of the concerns that the older generation seems to have about the internet-connected younger generation. This is all clearly a stand-in for internet culture and things like that. Oh, who's a disturbed-looking young man? I like how we have just these weird, like, side panels on the wall for futuristic lighting. This can't be an efficient way to light a room. But, what's going on, my man?
Hey, kid. You alright? They picked this guy up last night. He's got something in his wiring that might be contagious. I guess that means I'm safe, but still, poor kid.
Yeah, that's rough. He apparently has, again, something in his wetware wiring, so apparently there can be... Well, we know that there can be viruses that mess a person up already. Dala had one that she almost got in her chapter. Well, she did have one, but she didn't open it because she didn't want to, quote, wake up in a Chinese factory years later. Apparently that kid opened his, and apparently they're pretty dangerous, which is somewhat disturbing. Alright, let's see where else we can get ourselves to. I really like these little shots of driving around in the future city. So we can go to our balcony, we can go back to Animus and see if we missed anything, or we can head to Cell HQ. Let's for the moment just head to Animus. My guess is there won't be there much for us. Although who knows, maybe we missed a clue or something like that. The graphics and the atmosphere of this game is really well done. I also like the glowing police cones. That's pretty good. I wonder too, my man. Well, I don't blame him.
Yes, Doctor.
Carry on, corpseman.
We've got really nothing to say to him. Pretty sassy about him, though. So apparently we're considered to be case officers. Now, the fact that they leave this place open and able for to be revisited suggests that we might
The elevator's
have
locked.
missed something
Panel
our first
says
time.
authorized personnel only.
Yeah, authorized personnel only indeed. Well, there's nothing really to be done here, and we didn't much figure that there would be, but it's always nice to go back and check. So now, let's head to the balcony. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a deserted area to me. It's kind of a Blade Runner kind of feel, I think. Let's see if we can figure out what's going on at this balcony. We don't even know what it is, except that we pay a pretty penny for it. Isn't that the blimp in the background? Maybe it's a different blimp. Maybe blimps are really popular in the future, who knows? It's very pretty.
When people worry, there's always something they find to help them. Drinking, the trance, even God sometimes. Me, I've got a place I like to go to. It's helped me when I've been troubled in the past.
Very pretty. It's a cherry blossom tree, I guess.
It's empty.
Nothing in there. Good to note. Just so somebody can't surprise us later. So note that, everybody who's trying to talk about, where we might be, we can see the Indian Ocean. I know what part of town they're talking about. Let's see, we got a pile of leaves here. So this is I'm not in the mood for gardening, let's see. We've got a plaque. And this was probably back from our days when we were working as a nanotechnologist. And you can see that she wasn't really all that old when she died. 33, it looks like. So clearly, that guy that we read about in our interview had something to do with it.
It took a lot of work to make, but it was worth it. This engineered tree is the kind of memorial I think she'd appreciate.
And in fact, we genetically engineered this tree as a memory of her.
I'm not climbing that. It's sickly enough as it is.
Yeah, it looks like it's having some trouble hanging on, I suppose. Well, now that we're here, though, let's go ahead and download that data.
There goes nothing.
Dr. Regis.
Yes?
Hello.
Regis,
Oh. Hello.
Central's still giving us a negative on the aerostat. It's like it just vanished. So I thought I'd better give you a heads up.
Do you mind? I was in the middle of something. How did you find me?
Central told me you'd be here, at Fulcrum Tower. Also, it said, stop turning your traveler off.
What a surprise. I like my privacy, though. That's why I come here.
You hang around the balconies much?
Well, let's be honest with Lau and tell her about it.
Take a look at the plaque.
Viksha Regis, beloved... Oh. Regis, this is...
That's right.
I'm sorry, Charlie, I didn't know.
You wouldn't have. I don't tell anyone about it.
Wow. I know you've got some seriously high-up strings you can pull, but I didn't think they'd ever let someone be buried up here. And how the hell can you afford somewhere like this?
I didn't think she was buried here, and apparently she's not. But, let's talk about our wife.
We were married for 4 years.
I'm sorry it couldn't last.
We met in our professions. She was a engineer as well.
You didn't have kids?
My previous work, well, it left both of us infertile. We had embryos prepared through IVF, but we never got to using them.
I'm really sorry. I remember reading... It was Baxter, wasn't it?
Don't push it, Dr. Lau.
Sorry.
Well, I don't know. That seems like it would be a matter of public record, but,
She isn't buried up here. She was processed, like anyone else.
I see.
The tree's special, though. I made it myself, from scratch.
Planted and grew?
No, made. It's a cross of Chrysophyllum caneto and Prunus cerulata. The junk DNA in every cell of it contains her entire genome.
Wow.
Takes a lot of looking after.
But you're doing it for her.
Makes it all worth it.
you know, I'm I have some training in genetics, and I'm just not going to touch that one. You know what? Maybe they found some way to methylate an entire human genome and completely close it off from any amount of transcription ever. Plant genomes are extremely complicated, so that's, you'd possibly fit one in. That's quite a lot, though, to say the junk DNA contains her entire genome, because if you don't keep it together, then it's just random bits of genes that you've spliced in for no reason. And if it is all together, boy, is that a big hunk of DNA to put in the middle. But you know what? That is touching enough that I'm going to let you have it.
You're right, though. This place is very expensive. Why do you think I live in a pod in the Southeast Barrel?
I didn't know that was where you lived either. I think I figured out why you went off the grid to come up here tonight. You heard about Baxter, didn't you?
They let a monster like that walk.
They didn't parole him because they approve of what he did. He's out because he's got skills Central thought would be useful. With a governor jammed in his limbic system, well, he won't be the same man. He can't even imagine hurting anyone again.
Even if it were completely true, I know that there is absolutely no way I could forgive him.
On the bright side, he'd probably be pretty mad at you too. Well, if he could have thoughts like that anymore without falling over and puking, you put him away, and that counts for something. I know it's not exactly normal for you to open up, but if you want someone to talk to,
Central wants us?
I'm afraid so. We better get going.
Well, that's some backstory there.
You coming?
I just need a moment to think, Max. A little privacy. It's why I came up here in the first place.
I understand, Charlie. I'll be in the car. I'll see how long I can stall Central.
Max,
Yes?
Nothing.
That's all right, Charlie. I understand. I'll be in the car.
Kind of all lies, though. We came up here because it was a secluded
I
place.
can't ask for her help in this. I'm not even sure what this is yet.
Yeah, this could be nothing. I mean, again, it's fine.
You are alone, as requested?
Yes? Now what is this about?
1448D-A, 1448D-B, 1448D-C, 1448D-E.
Excuse me?
Okay. Oh man, this is the high-tech version of they kidnapped our kids. They got our embryo containers.
What about them?
They were removed from the Alracis Medical Center, originally deposited at 1615, on the 11th of November 2065. They have been fertilized by yourself and Dr. Victor Regis. They were frozen at the earliest viable phase of growth. 3 are female and 1 is male. They were deposited after your fertility treatment proved...
Stop! Why are you telling me this? Who are you? And what are you doing with my my embryos?
You are about to meet with a contact, Gil Vanderwall. In his home is an active memory module, a most unique model. You will secure it for us. Further instructions will follow.
Well, this certainly seems like some blackmail, and I think it's sort of painfully obvious what will happen if we refuse, but nevertheless, I don't like bowing down to this kind of pressure so easily.
And what if I don't? That image could be a sim.
Apparently, you need more incentive not to waste my time.
Whoops.
One is gone. 3 remain. Do it quickly. Your legacy is in jeopardy.
Well.
To save the lives of our children? I think I can accept that.
They've certainly found the lever to move us. Man, we are in what I would call a spot of trouble. And next time, we will find out what happens at the house of Mr. Vanderwall. I will see you then. Bye.